podcast. We are live from the electrifying. Is it electrifying or electrify?
It depends what kind of mood you in.
I guess, man. I guess we're electrifying.
Right on.
So we are in Seattle on this beautiful, man. It is. There's not a cloud in the sky, and
You know what? Yesterday when I came in, I thought Seattle had a little shadow. There ain't even no shadow
There's
inside.
no shadow.
I'm roasted.
Yeah, it is. We are cooking, man. It's a toasty today, but yeah. So we are at the Electrify Expo here in Seattle. It's actually an expo that travels the country. It goes in 6 different locations and bounces around, right?
Yeah, no, from what we've been told that it goes to different parts of the U.S. and I guess it's in Seattle, and here we are at Seattle, being a part of it, right? And man, all kind of weird stuff and new stuff.
Oh, new stuff, cool stuff. So Steve and I, little Steve and big Steve, we just were over in the kids area, the kids zone.
Right.
And they have these little scooters, electric scooters that we were riding in. And I talked big Steve into going on it. He did pretty good.
Oh, you got Big Steve into
I got Big
Lord.
Steve on it too. So it was pretty fun. So you have to go back and look at the video. We went live. So it's
my
pretty
God.
fun.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's good.
Also, while we were here working, you guys are having fun.
Yeah, we were having fun.
No. You guys getting away with too much.
Well, that's what happens, when new generation detailers train you. You learn who to let work and how to go play.
Now I'm gonna get blamed for all the bad stuff.
No, that's good. Yeah, so we got to give a shout out to Rigo Santana and the Sonax team. You guys are a huge supporter of the detail kit of this event, and you got 4 guys from new generation detailers here.
Yeah, you know what? Like you said, Sonax is a proud sponsor of the detail kit, and he's one of the main reasons we came out here. And then on top of that, luckily, we have a network now spread enough through the U.S. that I was able to bring some guys together from Oregon. As a matter of fact, 2 of them are locally here from Seattle, and here we are, as a team enjoying the Electrify Expo together and working through it.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to go take a walk around with you guys as you guys were polishing some of the cars pre-show. And I got to talk to some of the, I got to talk to the owner of the Rivian that you guys did. And, these guys, I guess the thing that's fun about this show for me is not only is it a car show, it's an innovation show. It's like there's people are excited about the innovation. They're displaying the innovation. I was just over just around the corner here. That guy's got that spider.
Right, with that design on it.
Yeah.
Pink Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah. And he completely redid that and made that all electric. So it's pretty cool.
You know what? Right now, you touched on it, right? It's a different type of energy. I mean, we both experienced SEMA, right? And it's just, even though it's a car expo, the energy here is different. The crowd's totally different. And that's what made me start thinking about the innovation, how the world is evolving, right? How car technology is evolving in the customers. Me as a detailer, as I'm walking around here, I'm thinking, wow, how do these customers look at paint? How are they going to look at paint? And how important is this paint going to be in it? Because as you can see, technology is simplifying everything, right?
Yeah.
To our right, we have that big trailer over there that they designed, and everything's so easy. So then you start thinking, how easy is it going to be for the detailers later on, right? Or for the do-it-yourselfers to do detailing.
Yeah.
This is me just spinning off ideas, right?
Yeah.
So it got my head spinning in different directions.
Yeah, and I like what you said about there's a different energy because the crowd here, I mean, when you go to SEMA, it's all about the cars and the fuel and the drive and the power. This is that, but it's also like, how can we make the driving experience comfortable? I mean, I went over to that BMW booth and sat in the i7. I've never sat in chairs so comfortable. Like, oh my God.
You know what? It's right now you say that as I'm walking around, we were talking to different vendors, and of course, we were trying to, work on some of the vehicles. But the difference between here and SEMA is that even at SEMA, you got to go outside to explore the driving experience, right? And of course, they're drifting, they're doing a little more up the wall stuff. But here, everything's hands on. I don't know if you've seen the other booths, like customers are in the cars, and at SEMA you can't really do that, right?
Yeah.
All the cars are our limit. So that even was different for me because I'm like, hey, are you really supposed to be inside of those cars? But they want people to be in there, right? And I'm thinking, wow, how even this is. I'm looking, wow, how this expo's gonna is it shifting the customer experience, and then
Yeah.
it's just different. Totally, this whole thing was totally different for me.
Yeah, we were when Steve and I were over the BMW booth, all the doors were open. People are crawling in and out, sitting, relaxing. And in some ways it's a little bit kind of offsetting.
Yeah,
if you-
that's a word.
I'm
Right,
like,
totally.
really? Because when Steve told me, he goes, get in it, I'm like, I can't. I'm not used to that. And there are still some remnants of that because there's a guy over there that has a Tesla Model 3 that he is totally tricked out. I mean,
Right.
it's got suspension, it's got airbrushed paint, and I mean, you talk about somebody that needs a detailer, that guy does. And somebody opened the door, and man, he almost went off. He's like, "Don't touch my car!" Right? It was more like that SEMA feel.
You know what, Joey? I don't know if you could see it, but even the crowd, you know, in Simi you have a lot of old school
Yes.
crowd, right? Here, I don't know if I'm the only one that sees it, but
No.
it's more like a middle age type of crowd, and they're like I said, the energy change. So then this is what got me thinking about business. You know, how are people gonna look at our cosmetic part of it? Because it seems like you go, everybody's like, oh, I want my car perfected. I want this, that, and that. Here, people are looking at cars different.
Yes.
Technology.
Yes.
You know.
Well, and I also see, you talk about that middle age. I'm seeing a lot of families, a
Yeah.
lot of people with their kids, right? And they're like, right, how can you can see the conversation? Oh, this would be good for our family. And then you have the kid zone that's got go-karts and e-bikes and e-scooters, and it's almost like as I was watching it, I was thinking about how Apple, when they introduced the iPhone, they created a whole ecosystem for the entire family. Remember the little iPhone, the music, the little
yeah,
square,
the
I
little
forget what
square
it's
one,
called,
yeah,
right? That was all geared towards the kids,
right.
right? And so they created a generational impact of going, oh, this is cool.
Right.
I like this music player. Well, you know what? I like the iPhone. Oh, I like the MacBook Pro, and it just kind of, I guess that's one of the things that I see. It's like it's pulling the entire landscape of family and individuals and interest into the conversation.
You know what? I agree because, like you said, they have the whole section over there for kids, and they're into reacting, and then you have the other section where you have a lot of the cars, and they're all kind of like mixed in but separated. But it makes it fun for the whole family. Versus in other conventions that I've been to, there's an age limit. And it's just different. Maybe you might have more aggressive or more serious buyers, but then again, here like the numbers are throwing around, and what it costs us to buy a car, they're not like numbers either.
Yeah.
But it's more of a family orientated environment. So the whole experience for me, honestly, I mean, I'm glad we came. I'm glad we participated in it because now we know.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I was expecting, honestly, this is maybe Jody's lens, right?
Right.
Is I was expecting kind of this very eco-friendly, we got to save the world and environment. And I was
Nah.
expecting more of that, but it's been more about what is the innovation that we can bring to the automotive space that gives the customer a phenomenal experience.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Every vehicle that you get into, even the trailer, like you go in there, they have a sink, right? And the shower's right next to it. And you look at the space, and you're like, dude, they didn't really need a lot, right?
Yeah.
And, the mobile home. And then you go into the living room, and they have all this space. And like you said, this new technology is going in the way that how much can you get for your space and what else can you put in here? And it seems like that's just everywhere throughout this whole expo. So like you said, it's an interesting thing, but a scary thing at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, wow, so much for this and that. It doesn't fit in here.
Yeah, well, and we were looking at this car, pre-show, and we were looking at all of the sensors and the cameras on the side, right? And I remember the first time I got into a car that had the sensors on the left side and right side, and it kind of, I
Right.
started drifting and pulled back. I'm like, it was disconcerting. And but I can also see why they're doing it, because they're trying to build safer cars to keep families and individuals safe. Because I mean, how many of us get distracted? Well, I'm looking at that i7 that had the huge, I mean, the screen on that in the
Oh,
back that
right.
folded down. I'm like, good thing that's not in the front, but I can see it eventually being in the front and the car just driving for you. And you're just like, all right, let's go on a road trip.
Totally. No, you know what it is? It opens the window more prospectively to a lot of different things, right?
Yeah.
And being here, I mean, like you said, you experience it. The energy's different. You get to talk to different people. So I mean, it's been great, and we have one more day to rock here,
Yeah.
and just kind of introducing people to the Sonax product too. You know, that's
Well,
kind of
you know
cool.
what's interesting about Sonax? So, you know the guy that we did the Rivian for?
Yeah, totally.
After you guys left, I got to talking to him about, if he liked his Rivian and stuff. He goes, yeah, he kind of gave me a lot of the history about him buying it. He goes, I will tell you this. Number one, thank you for your team for coming over and wiping down my car. Because, but I love Sonax products. He goes, I use them on all the stuff, especially on my aluminum trailer.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
oh wow.
He goes, yeah. He goes, man, the Sonax cleaner for the aluminum. He goes, that stuff, it saved my bacon.
Oh, nice. That's cool. That's cool. Is that right?
Yeah.
Small
So
world.
I wasn't expecting it, but he's like, yeah, man, I love your product. So
And you know what? Honestly, just us being here, yeah, just a little off the top, it takes a team.
yeah, it does.
Like you said, we were all there wiping the cars down. I couldn't do it by myself.
No.
You know what? And it takes a team. The guys, like you said, you have Luis that came from Oregon, Supreme Auto Detail. You have Oscar and his son here from Seattle. You have Big Steve, myself that came from California. You came from Idaho. I mean, dude, it takes a team to make.
Yeah.
They say it takes a
Village.
village to raise a kid, right? And I mean, it's true. I mean, here we are as a team making it happen and kind of educating people on our industry that with a little grain of salt here and a grain of salt, that at the end of the day, the result is even greater.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
totally.
I'm so glad that you and Steve reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to come?
Right.
So I'm super excited. And, you know this, but you guys don't know this, but I'll be heading to Puerto Rico with the Sonex team and Kyle Clark for their training there on October 9th and 10th. So
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to that. So it's gonna be fun.
We have some cool projects up ahead, right?
Yeah.
So the years, I mean, it's been a great year. Blessed year. We're here. We're alive. The industry is moving forward. We got Puerto Rico in the horizon. Looking forward to going in there and be our first time together, Jody and Kyle Clark. Actually pushing his boat in his RV training. How cool is that, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm super excited about that.
So yeah, looking forward to that and other cool projects ahead. And SEMA's right around the corner.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to SEMA, but what I'm really looking forward to is Puerto Rico.
You're looking
and
forward to
then
the beaches.
Peterson
Oh
Automotive.
my God,
I
man.
can't wait for that. I am looking forward to the beaches.
Yeah.
Though, so anyway, well, thank you guys for tapping in. We just wanted to take a moment, share with you guys a little bit of our thoughts. I mean, we really are having a good time, but it's like hot. We got to get a Coke.
Man, it's blazing. I mean, you know what? I'm used to the Southern California sun, but this is a different type of sun this weekend. So, you know what? A quick shout out to everybody. Thank you for everybody that's connecting, and we'll be connecting throughout the whole expo.
Yeah,
See
we
you.
will. See ya.